Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and yet another cool link to tweet. It's always the right time to invest. After all, your future self will thank you. My sponsor, Link2, you can go to linqto.com. You can download the Link2 app. These guys today are giving, I think it's up to how much XRP? It's up to $1,000 worth of XRP. Depending on how much Ripple private equity you buy, go check it out. The Fruition Films people have put a couple of new updates on the film. First, we got the Mystery Man here. That sounds like a thumbnail. We got the Mystery Man. I don't know where they're filming this, but it says busy final week. Post-production shooting. Look at this. Somebody asks them, "Who's that?" And they say Billy, and Billy Boy Hinman, and so surely not. That doesn't look like Bill Hinman, but it's Bill somebody maybe. All right, so then there's this little update. Finished a very productive recording session in Washington, D.C. The SEC has been on the offensive, taking crypto companies to court one by one. We're looking closely at their special interests. Now, folks, I can tell you this. These people doing XRP Unleashed, the documentary, I can tell you for sure that just the things I've heard about, there are some things that are going to be bombshells that come out of this documentary. And anybody that's telling you ETHGate is dead is not plugged in and doesn't know what they're talking about, because this thing's going to blow. It's going to blow this whole thing wide open. Things that were only theories when we were uncovering ETHGate are going to become very clear. Okay, so check this out. October 2024 could be life-changing month for XRP holders. SEC does not appeal. These are just things that could happen. The SEC hypothetically does not appeal. XRP reaches a new all-time high. Mass adoption begins in U.S. Tokenization begins on the XRPL. Central banks, payment providers begin bridging currencies by using XRP. I'll add some. Real USD hits. We got the interest rates were lowered. You've got the election coming up, which is going to create all kinds of They're going to try to juice the economy. That's what the interest rates were about. There's all kinds of good things that can happen. You want to see how corrupt the U.S. government is? This would be I don't know who did this. The Fed, FDIC, Federal Reserve. Listen to what Caitlin Long says.
So you guys are fully one-to-one reserved.
No, wait a minute.
Bank. It makes sense. Oh, there's
Hold
an
on,
actual.
let me refresh that and see if we can get a better sound out of that.
So you guys are fully one-to-one reserved back bank.
Correct.
And so many in the industry are talking, saying, yeah, it makes sense to us that the Fed wouldn't allow this because it would set the precedent that, there's an actual safe bank that has full reserves in the system. And once you create that optionality for the market, people are going to say, I can bank with this extremely safe bank or go into these other risky fractionally reserved banks. So do you think that is behind any of the intention of this sort of stalwarting?
Well, I thought so, but then I had a conversation in recent months with someone who was at the table and told me what really happened. It was 100% our association with crypto, period, full stop. So there was 86 pages of vitriol and hyperbole and lies about us. But what really mattered, the one thing that drove the Fed was, I'm told by an insider, our association with crypto. And Marty, and that's why the Silvergate thing was so meaningful to me when I saw it all come out last week, because I had thought I wasn't sure what really happened in Silvergate. I thought that they'd had a bank run. And they did, but what I didn't know is that they'd survived it. Yeah, they had the compliance problems and all that, right? But they survived it. If the Fed hadn't given them that ultimatum, they would still be here. The other bank runs probably wouldn't have happened, and the FDIC's deposit insurance fund wouldn't have had a $40 billion hit. And it only has $110 billion or so in it right now. So that $40 billion hit is huge to the FDIC. And every other bank in the country who was innocent in all this had to increase their deposit insurance premiums, which means that every other bank in the country is now charging all the customers more fees to recover those deposit insurance. So we all paid for it. So it wouldn't have happened. That's the aha. It wouldn't have happened, most likely. It certainly wouldn't have happened in the way that it did because the panic at Silicon Valley Bank was literally one day after the announcement of Silvergate. You cannot ignore that.
So we've got a federal government that literally is creating bank collapses to prevent crypto. Here is Putin talking about the BRICS and what they're developing.
Including within BRICS, we're working on shaping an independent payment system free from political pressure, abuse, and external sanctional interference. In this regard, I'd like to remind you that this year, BRICS was joined by new participants, that is Saudi Arabia, Iran, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, and Ethiopia. With this, the share of our association in global GDP has reached 36%. And the population of the planet has reached 45%. And BRICS has tremendous potential for joining of new participants, and such drive of stakeholders from different continents can only be welcomed by us, and we'll support it.
Okie dokie, so that's what's going on there. Then we had our old buddy Gary Gensler. Now, I based on what Gary's saying here, I created a little mesh up since he believes no one's above the law, but I wanted to play you some more of what he said at CNBC.
I know you can't comment on specific cases. So what would you do?
Are we still on crypto?
I'm changing. I'll move on to a different topic.
He wants to get off of as fast as possible.
You can't comment on specific cases, but let's say hypothetically you were working with investigating someone and they didn't show up for a deposition. Repeat it.
By the way, I don't remember any of these clowns expressing any problem at all when Hunter Biden did not show up for his deposition.
What is the...
You're right that I can't comment on any specific cases, but no one's above the law. That's our system. Whether it's securities laws, whether it's other laws. I can agree with that, Gary. And it's really important that we're talking about trust again. Right. Trust in the markets is that
trust.
Whomever is...
If I had to summarize everything that the people currently in power represent, they define loss of trust. That's the problem. And it's in every agency, the White House, it's all of them. They define a loss of trust. The people have completely, deservedly so, lost trust in every part of the government because of these people.
In those markets that they...
Gary Gensler is one of their minions, and so he's in there too.
Follow the laws. And Congress...
And this is how arrogant they are. They have the gall to say things like he's saying here, knowing what they've done.
Given an agency like ours authorities to compel testimony.
All right, they're talking about Elon Musk because the only reason they're going after Elon Musk is that Elon Musk represents the last chance for freedom of speech in the United States of America. And so that's why they've gotten their toady Gary to now go after him. They got to figure out how to shut X down so that they can have their propaganda back. Speaking of propaganda, Mark Cuban just happens to show up and be palling around with Gary Gensler, who when he's on TV, he tries to act like he hates and can't stand, and Gary's so stupid and all this. And then here's Mark Cuban saying this is him trying to I don't even know if I can stomach much of this. In fact, I'm not even going to play it. But they literally cued Mark Cuban. And I keep asking myself, what What must they have on Mark Cuban? Against the backdrop, we see all this P. Diddy stuff and all this. How have they compromised Mark Cuban? Because everything he's doing makes no sense. All right. And then we got this from Weiss Crypto. Here's a full list of the coins we currently rate by. Rating of A+ to B- in order of the rating market cap. They've got XRP number 7 at a B. And then they have all of these tokens that do not have legal regulatory authority, legal regulatory clarity ahead of them. And don't worry, I made them aware. There's only one digital asset on this list with legal regulatory clarity, Weiss Crypto, but they know that. And then we've got this from Eleanor Terrett, advocacy group Stand With Crypto, interestingly, has not endorsed the pro-crypto candidate going up against the industry nemesis, Senator Warren. Seems strange John Deaton is not included on this list. And then this person says, can we stop being unrealistic? John Deaton has no chance of running as a Republican in Massachusetts. Why would you want to waste resources when it can be spent more efficiently elsewhere? Realistically or not, it's just kind of bizarre that the leading crypto advocacy group isn't supporting a candidate that has a track record of being very pro-crypto, has an A rating on their website, and is also challenging someone who is very anti-crypto. This is an F on their website. Has an F on their website, Senator Warren. Okay, folks. So, what we're going to talk about we're going to talk about that loss of trust. And we're going to talk about all the crime, not all, but some of the crimes that have been committed. And then I'm going to round it out with what I would say is the conspiracy theory of conspiracy theories that I've been hearing for the last 4 or 5 years. And you've probably been hearing these whispers too. And I'm not saying it's true, but I sure do hope it's true, because this one could help save this country. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.